Hi sir, my name is Pravina Murugan, ID number DEM09211109. Today I would like to talk about what is security and safety system in the natural disaster. First point, safety is the freedom from risks or harm as a result of unintentional acts like accident, natural phenomena, illness, while security is the freedom from risks of harm resulting from violence or other intentional acts. Next point is the aftermath of disease or conflicts frequently result in insecurity, instability, and rapidly changing environment. Third point, health and rehabilitation professional face many challenges working in those settings. Fourth point, they have adapt of care to the resources available, deal with the large influx of patients, requiring immediate life-saving attention. Next, they should recognize that they have responsibility for their own safety and security, such as need to ensure their undertaker adequate training to prepare themselves. That's all from me. Thank you.
Hi sir, my name is Kailash Alexanathan. My ID number DEM09211042. The importance of security and safety system in any organization. Safety is crucial because it helps protect people from accidents and injuries. Safety procedures and protocols can help prevent accidents from happening, and they can also help reduce the security of injuries if accidents occur. Safety is also essential because it helps create a work environment free from hazards. This can improve employee morale and productivity and reduce the number of workers' compensation claims files. Security is essential because they help protect people from crime and violence. Security procedures and protocols can deter criminal activities and help reduce the act of violence occurring. Security is also important because it helps to create work environment that is safe and secure. This can improve employee morale and productivity and reduce the number of insurance claim flights. One of the most important aspects of security is that it's protective. This means security measures taken in anticipation of potential threats. Safety, on the other hand, is more reactive. This means safety measures are put in place after an accident. The first one, prevention aspects. Another aspect to consider when comparing safety and security is their approach to prevention. Typically, safety measures are implemented beforehand to prevent accident or injuries from occurring. In other words, safety primarily focusing on protectively identify potential risks and hazards and taking measures to prevent them from causing harm. Security, on the other hand, is often reactive, responding to threats and breaches after they have occurred. The second one, emotional aspect. The emotional aspect of safety and security is also worth considering. Safety is often associated with positive emotions such as peace of mind, while security is typically associated with negative emotions such as fear and anxiety. Together, they create a safe and productive work environment for employees and protects the public from any harm resulting from negligence or carelessness on the part company staff. The third one, goal accept. The goal of safety is to mitigate or prevent accident and injuries from happening. Safety measures are implemented to minimize risks and hazards, and people can go about their business without fear of harm. Security measures are implemented to prevent unauthorized access, theft, vandalism, or any other malicious activities that may cause harm to people or property. The fourth one, responsibility. Regarding safety, individuals are often responsible for their well-being and thus around them. For example, when driving a car, individuals are responsible for following traffic rules, wearing a seatbelt, and avoiding discretion. Similarly, when at home, individuals are responsible for ensuring their environment free from harm hazard such as fire risk or tripping hazard. Organization may implement security measures to protect their assets and people from intentional harm and searching, installing security cameras, employing security guards, and implement access control systems. Similarly, governments protect citizens from security threats such as terrorism, cyber attacks, and crime. The last one, type of threats. The type of threats that safety and security address are also different safety threats typically related accidentally harm and natural disaster caused by environmental factors, human error, or equipment failure. Example of safety threats include slips, trips, falls, burns, electrocution, explosion, or nature disaster such as earthquakes, floods, or hurricanes. In contrast, security threats are typically related to intentional harm caused by human actions such as crime, terrorism, or cyber attacks. Thank you.
Salam Sejahtera. I am Uma Majendra. My ID number is 0821122. Today I would like to talk about the natural disaster. The definition of natural disaster is any catastrophic event that is caused by natural or the natural process on the earth. The severity of a disaster is measured is life loss, economy loss, and the ability the population of rebuild. Events that occur in unpopular area are not considered disaster. So a flood on the uninhabited in Highland could not count as disaster, but flood in popular area is called a natural disaster. Every natural disaster causes damage in one way or another. Depending on the severity of the disaster, life may be lost. Falling buildings or trees, death from cold, water damage, and air stroke are just some of the fatal effects. Some disasters cause more loss of lives than others, and population density also affects the death toll. Thank you.
Good morning, sir. My name is Adrina and my ID number is DEM09211041. I'm going to talk about the main story, the 2004 India Ocean tsunami. One of the deadliest natural disaster in record history was the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami, popularly known as the Boxing Day tsunami. The earthquake caused a series of strong tsunami that washed across the Indian Ocean, damaging 14 countries including Indonesia, Thailand, Sri Lanka, India, and Maldives. Entire villages were destroyed and hundreds of thousands of people were killed. Following the tsunami, a larger international relief effort was launched with governments and organizations from all over the world, sending aid, medical assistance, and support for survivors. Thank you.
Hello sir, my name is Dineshwara Mohan. ID number is DEM09211064. Today I would like to explain about lesson learned. Firstly, early warning system. The 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami implies the crucial importance of early warning system in disaster-prone areas. Following the disaster, countries surrounding the Indian Ocean set up the tsunami warning system to provide timely alerts in the event of another tsunami threat. This approach has now been expanded and refined, highlighting the signification of foresight. Secondly, international cooperation. The accident sparked a massive global response with governments and organizations from all over the world banding together to provide help and assistance. This explains the value of international cooperation and solidarity in times and adversity. It also results in a better organized approach to disaster aid and response. Thirdly, vulnerability and perceptions. The tsunami exposed coastal towns' vulnerability to such a colossal disaster. It implies the importance of disaster and preparation into risk reduction measures such as robust infrastructures, drills and exercise, and training communities on how to respond to tsunami and another natural catastrophes. Fourthly is community resilience. Following disaster, many affected communities rebuild their lives with a focus on resilience. This includes moving vehicles away from vulnerable beaches, raising building standards and education communities about evacuation methods. The number 5 is environmental concern. The tsunami's environmental impact, particularly degradation to coral reefs and coastal ecosystem, increase public awareness of the signification of conserving and protecting natural buffers against tsunami and other disasters. As a result, Effort focusing on environmental suitability and coastal management were launched. Lastly, the 2004 Indian Oceanic Sea Tsunami was a sad conspiration that had a far-reaching consequences for the impact regions of global society. While it caused massive loss and suffering, it also accelerated good advantage to disaster prevention, international cooperation, and environmental awareness. These lessons are still being used to drive attempts to reduce the effect of the future natural disaster. Thank you, sir.
Hi sir, my name is Logan. I'm Shashi Shashidharan. My ID number is DEM 0921100 from West 25A. Today I'm going to talk about recommendation. Ensuring the security and safety of the communities in the face of natural disaster is of proportion importance. To mitigate the different things, impact of floods, earthquake, droughts and volcanic explosion, strong winds and typhoons, competitive is prepared and response strategies are external. Secondly, community education plays a critical role in desert safety. Residents should be informed about the risk of specific to the region and educated on how to react during the emergency. Local authority should explain the emergency shelter and vacating the routes and ensuring that population are accounted. Thirdly, it's also vital to have well equipment to display the responsibility team in place, consisting of trained professionals who can provide immediate medical care and support to affected individuals. Additionally, fostering a culture of cooperative and mutual identity among the community members can ensure the desert resilience. Fourthly, government agency, not-profit organization and volunteers should work together to provide essential services such as clean drinking water, medical care and temporary housing. Long-term recovery efforts should focus on rebuilding instruction, restoring livelihood and addressing psychology trauma. Lastly, ultimately, a hospital approach natural disaster security and safety in comprehensive preemptive and prepared responses and recovery admiring to minimize the harm effective on communities and promote their resiliency in the face of these devastating events. That's all. Thank you.
My name is Kaunishwaran Lakishanmugam. My number is DEM 0821022. Today I would like to talk about conclusion of natural disaster. Natural disaster can cause severe damage to the environment. It is high time we must be aware that natural disaster can also be triggered by mankind. Our activities which affected nature can lead nature to backfire on us. Natural disaster cannot be stopped when they occur, but they can be prevented to some extent. Nature is the most beautiful thing ever. It is serene and calm, but at the same time, nature can also behave aggressively and fiercely. When nature shows the fierce part, natural disaster occurs. A person can't stop natural disaster when they come. The only possibility could be to prevent or prepare ourselves before they could arrive. It is possible through disaster management. How to prevent natural disaster is easy. We'll discuss some ways to prevent natural disaster. When we take our country as an example, due to its unique geographical location, it is prone to disaster every year. Natural disaster apart, we also face man-made disasters. To prevent and brace ourselves before getting affected by disaster, we need to learn disaster management. It is an effective way to prevent natural disaster from causing a lethal damage. The Natural Disaster Management Authority of India monitors disaster in our country. We can safeguard ourselves from disaster by taking precautionary measures well in advance. We can never prevent nature's aggression. However, we can always decrease the damage caused by disaster through disaster management. Disaster management is the primary step to understanding how to prevent natural disaster. One can always minimize the risk of getting affected by natural disaster with the proper knowledge of disaster management. Thank you.